Listen, we're here to make two announcements today as we make our summer solar tour around Vermont. As you know, our goal is to move Vermont to 90% renewable by 2050, at the same time that we create jobs and economic opportunity. It's not a coincidence that Vermont has the second lowest unemployment rate in America. 4.5% of all jobs in Vermont are related to our renewable energy and energy efficiency efforts. That's a big deal. So as Vermont helps to lead getting off of fuels that are going to destroy the planet and moving to renewables, it's a big deal that we are also creating jobs and economic opportunity. Two announcements today. The first is that as of today, we're partnering with the fuel dealers across Vermont, as well people like Peter Bourne and Bourne Fuel, to ensure that we're selling low sulfur fuels that are cleaner for the air, better for the environment, and cleaner for our furnaces. Basically, what these cleaner fuels will do is lead to better efficiency and savings for Vermonters going forward. What does it mean? It means that the sulfur content was 500 parts per million on July 1st. That's how we start out. We'll move to 15 parts per million by 2018. We'll be joined by many of the states in the region in that goal as we phase into the low sulfur requirements that we signed into law in 2011. Second announcement, that we're coming up with $7 million of thermal efficiency financing opportunities for Vermonters to make their homes more efficient, to ensure that we can put in heat pumps, that we can have solar hot water systems, that we can make our homes tighter and more efficient so that we use less energy going forward. The financing partners are joined with us, with my department, with V-Light, with Efficiency Vermont, in making $7 million of low-interest money available to Vermonters to do the work that's going to be so critical in ensuring a clean energy future. So the announcement today that we'll be burning cleaner fuel in Vermont, lower sulfur, better for the environment, better for the air, and that we'll be making available $7 million in low-interest money for Vermonters to move to solar hot water, energy efficiency, is all part of our plan to have a cleaner, greener Vermont and grow jobs and economic opportunity while we do it. I want to turn it over now to Speaker Shap Smith, who's not only here in this district, one of the people that's making things happen, but also who's deeply committed to the work that we're doing with energy. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So today you get to see where the rubber hits the road, and you get to see how we're going to make a difference. And the difference that we're making is a result of the work together that we did with the fuel dealers and that we're doing with local financial institutions and Efficiency Vermont to make sure that we can not only have less pollution in our air, but that we're burning less fuel and that we can make our homes more efficient. And that means that people are actually going to have cleaner air, but they're also going to be spending less money. And at the same time, we're actually creating jobs by making sure that there are more investments in efficiency. So it wouldn't have happened with Rebecca Ellis was very instrumental in this bill. It was one of the first things that she did when she was in the House. Matt Cota and people like Peter Bourne, and it's great to be here in my home district and to see, I believe, the only fuel dealer selling biofuel in the state. So it's great to be here. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, VSCU, and all the people here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And also thanks to White Mountain Biodiesel. The only mistake they're making is being headquartered in New Hampshire. But Peter Bourne was one of their first customers, so they're over in that state that's bad for business, bad for taxpayers, but good for Vermont. So we thank you very much. Now I want to turn over to Darren Springer. Darren is the Deputy Commissioner. He's joined the Commissioner and me in really helping to make this happen. So thank you, Darren, for your good work. Take it away.
Thank you, Doug.
And you can actually explain what we're up to here today.
Very good. Thank you. So I spoke at Matt's annual meeting for the fuel dealers, and the topic of conversation while I was there was the new business model for fuel dealers. And I think it's represented really well here by Bourne's, which is not just selling fuel, but also helping customers who want to be more efficient, helping customers save money, save energy, helping customers who want to put in solar hot water or heat pumps. And so with the program that we're announcing today, the department partnering with the Clean Energy Development Fund, partnering with V-Light, and I want to say a special thank you to Dick Marin and to Paul Craven for their support, is we're putting together funding, working with VSECU and Opportunities Credit Union, who are both here. We're putting together funding to make loans affordable for Vermonters who have a fuel dealer who's thinking this way and who wants to help them install energy efficient and renewable technologies. And we are going to help make it a simple process. It's going to be a one-stop shop process where if your fuel dealer is a part of this network and is thinking this way, you're going to be able to get incentives through Efficiency Vermont, you're going to be able to get financing through Opportunities and VSECU, and you're going to have a simple way to upgrade the efficiency and the energy performance of your home. So I think it's a very unique partnership. I think it's a unique moment in time where we're looking at a new business model for fuel dealers, and we're supporting that from the department's perspective. So that combined with the low sulfur announcement today is tremendous progress on that front. And thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Darren. Appreciate your good work. This partnership wouldn't be possible without the Vermont fuel dealers and their eloquent and capable leader, Matt Cope. Take it away.
I'd like to thank the Governor for signing the Clean and Green Oil Heat Initiative. I'd also like to thank Peter Bourne and the other fuel dealers in Vermont who are extremely progressive and realize this one thing that often vexes people. Why the heck were fuel dealers in this business of saving their customers energy? And the reason why is, like Peter Bourne and many other, dozens of other dealers across the state, these are second, third, fourth generation companies that want to be around for another 2 or 3 generations. And we know that in order to do that, we need to provide a product that the customers want. That product is clean, it's green, it's efficient, and along with a variety of other services, the new model for fuel delivery in Vermont will ensure that these locally owned companies will continue to keep their customers safe and warm for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. And as the only biodiesel dealer in Vermont, I'm really honored to have third generation leader of Bourne Energy, Peter Bourne. Peter, thank you.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming, the Governor especially, but I think that the bio blending we really look forward to people paying attention to. That's where we're headed. With the low sulfur standards we have now, with the proper blending of biofuel, we'll have cleaner emissions than natural gas. We'll be able to deliver to anybody's home anywhere in Vermont. We're not restricted by pipelines, geography, or anything of that nature, and we'll have the best product out there. And I do thank the Governor for supporting this, and Senator Leahy and the Sustainable Jobs Fund helped us with this project together a number of years ago, and I do continually thank them for this because it was a great help to us. The other quick thing I want to just mention is Bourne's has had a program going a couple of years where every year we give $5,000 to a needy furnace. So basically we poll all our customers or non-customers. We get pictures of the ugliest furnaces you could possibly imagine, and there's plenty of them still out there. So obviously these programs that are coming together really do have a need out there. There's a lot of bad stuff out there. And we have a customer in Waterbury who we gave $5,000 to replace their warm air furnace. They're going to be replaced this summer. The customer name is Dave Guimont in Waterbury. And so we're really pleased. They're a family that happens to be, this is a good thing for them. And thank you for this moment of doing it. And thank you, Governor, for coming.
Thank you, Peter. And I misspoke. It's biofuels, not biodiesel. That you can tell that I'm dated. Also want to hear now from Tom Hughes. Tom is an example of the kind of company we want in Vermont that's moving folks from old energy hot water heaters to solar hot water heaters. It's Sunward Solar Hot Water. They actually manufacture them right here in Vermont. Put them together anyway. So come on up. There you go. Thank you.
So I just want to tell you that oil and water can mix. With Sunward Systems, we make solar hot water systems. We're located in Shelburne. We've had a partnership with a fuel oil cooperative in Northwest Vermont, the Energy Co-op of Vermont, for the last 3 years. We've installed more than 100 hot water systems for their members and other Vermonters. those folks are going to be reducing their fuel use, reducing their carbon emissions, saving about $20,000 over the course of the lifetime of the system. This is good business for the co-op because they generate a stronger bond with their customers by delivering a product and a service that they want. It's great for our installers. They get to focus on what they do best, which is installing solar hot water systems. We get to focus on building the best solar hot water systems in Vermont. So it's really a win-win-win situation for everybody involved, and it's the kind of partnership between renewable energy companies, efficiency contractors, the energy providers like Bourne's and the Energy Co-op, and financial institutions that make it happen. So thanks very much for inviting me to be here today.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And finally, none of this would be possible without our economic partners making this possible. So really greatly grateful to the Opportunities Credit Union and to VSECU for their work. Yvonne and Greg, come on up, take it away.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor.
Appreciate the partnership.
May I?
Yep.
Okay.
Fire it up.
All right. I really want to talk about the program that Darren was introducing you to earlier. We're very, very excited at VSECU about being a selected recipient of this grant money that is now available to Vermont consumers. This is a perfect fit for VSECU. We are a leader in the state of Vermont in helping Vermont families make their energy home improvements. And what I really want to talk about is that there's a myth out there. Consumers have this belief after they do their energy home audits that funding is not available. And we're here to debunk that myth today. The combination of VSECU with the credit enhancements that the state is now offering to Vermont consumers, there are many more families and homeowners that will be able to achieve their energy dreams. And we believe that VSECU can be a part of the state's solution in trying to meet the state's energy goals come true as well. So I just really want consumers to know that there are resources out there, and the combination of both of our credit unions, the other partnerships, and now with the state of Vermont offering these credit enhancements, more homeowners can make their green dreams come true, and we're happy to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. You want to say anything?
I just wanted to add really what Yvonne said, that Opportunities Credit Union, being a community development credit union, really has noticed the need for programs like this, and this program is really going to address some of the major barriers that we've noticed in doing this type of financing, to have more efficient, greener types of fuels and being able to heat their homes more efficiently. So I think it's really going to be helpful to a wide spectrum of Vermonters, and Opportunities is really happy to be a part of it.
Thank you so much. We'd be happy to take questions if you guys have them. Fire it up. It's hot. The party's at the Lost Nation beer garden after this if you don't have questions.
The $7 million, could you just explain, that is going to the credit unions? I mean,
Darren's
how does that
gonna
work?
take that one.
I want to know what happens to the $7 million.
So the $7 million is the amount that's going to be available for lending. So the funding that's coming from the partnership is funds from the Department of Public Service, the Clean Energy Development Fund, and V-Light. Those are going to be used to assist with credit enhancements, with loan loss reserves, loan guarantees, so that we help reach more people, people who might not otherwise qualify for this loan because perhaps they don't qualify under market rates, or perhaps they're modest income and they don't meet certain criteria. We're going to make it affordable for them to be able to upgrade their efficiency, move to renewables, and so the funding from the state is going to leverage up to $7 million in loans from these two credit unions that'll be made available to consumers. So the state funding is for interest rate buy downs, for program design, for loan loss reserves.
How many homeowners can you assist with that kind of level of funding?
You know, it really depends on which types of upgrades we're talking about. If somebody chooses to do insulation for $2,000, or if somebody does a boiler replacement or does solar hot water, you're talking about a range. But I certainly think we're into the hundreds or maybe even thousands, depending on how successful the program is.
And I can speak a little bit to that at VSECU.
Come on over here, they get it.
Okay. I can, if you're looking for quantifiable data, which I know reporters like, at VSECU, we've been doing this for 2 years through our V-Green program, and in 2 years we have funded over 500 projects totaling $9 million, and that is with residential homes.
That's great. What else
Yeah, I
you
mean,
want?
what size loan should the typical homeowner expect to receive?
What size?
Size grant
What
loan?
size grant? Okay.
Well,
This is the
in
loan.
terms of loan,
Yeah.
what we're seeing at VSECU, a typical or average loan size is about $7,500. But there are also state and federal incentives that are available. So a homeowner with that $7,500 retrofit could get their loan down to approximately $5,000. Take that combined with the low interest rates available at both credit unions with the credit enhancements through the state program, it's going to be very, very affordable for homeowners to reduce their fossil fuel and save money and keep warm, especially after last winter.
Does this program put oil customers on par essentially with natural gas and electricity customers in terms of the grant that's available that helps defray some of your costs?
So if you look at the Vermont Gas, which serves as an energy efficiency utility, they offer incentives, they offer a financing program, they have a partnership. So here what we're doing, you already have efficiency incentives from Efficiency Vermont. You have federal tax credits for solar hot water. So we are providing a financing service for fuel oil customers or for propane customers who participate. That certainly, the idea is that everybody in Vermont have access to incentives and financing to make these types of improvements.
The incentives already exist. There's $2,100 in incentives from an audit to a high efficiency unit through Efficiency Vermont that can already be accessed. What the financing does is it allows you to, the part that isn't covered by incentives allows you to finance that part. And the partnership that the Fuel Dealers Association has with Efficiency Vermont, called the Efficiency Excellence Network, allows consumers to more easily identify those firms that have partnerships with building performance contractors, auditors, air sealers, solar installers. So it becomes much easier for consumers to access all the services they need for their homes to make it energy efficient.
And how many fuel dealers are, sorry, if you want to
Go ahead.
I was going to ask you how many fuel dealers are partnering in this with Efficiency Vermont.
So we announced the Efficiency Excellence Network back in October. We have trained nearly 60 technicians in energy efficiency. The Vermont Fuel Dealers Association has. We have over a dozen, 12 or 13, 14 different heating fuel companies, full service heating fuel companies that are part of the partnership. We expect that number to grow, quite frankly, as the success of the program takes off. The idea is the companies that do provide this group of services, from air sealing and insulation, from solar, plus the fuel, plus the service, will be in a better position in a competitive marketplace than those that choose not to. So the early adopters, like Bourne's, like Energy Co-op, certainly we expect it to be a more crowded field as this program progresses.
Do we know why those other fuel dealers haven't joined the partnership yet? Or?
Well, I think the early adopters are the ones taking the risk. The early adopters are training their employees. They are spending considerable administration time into seeing if this business model has worked. I think the leadership of the Vermont Fuel Dealers Association certainly thinks it does, and I think the proof will be in the next couple of years as these companies that diversify their services grow their market share.